All right, let's smash the connections. We're making 4 groups of 4 out of these 16 words. All right, I think I saw candies. Psyched that I saw a chump. Shout out later, Noisy Chump Gang. But we saw licorice, lollipop, gum, chocolate. I bet they must sucker. Okay, so sucker could be a lollipop. Huh. It's weird that they would have synonyms for the same thing. And then we have maybe things from a tree: sap, acorn, pollen, cone, pine cone. Cone seems like the biggest stretch there, maybe. Needle. Okay, so pollen, a pine cone, needle, and acorn are all the seeds of their respective plant, right? Pollen might not be the seed. I think it is, though. And sap is not a seed. But all those things can come from plants or trees. Mark, fool, chump are all words for like a sucker. And sucker didn't really feel like it wanted to go with these. So mark, fool, chump, and sucker all sort of mean like it's like an insult to a person. And then I think I'm left with potato, face, needle, and hurricane. So there must be a blank involved in this. Could a sap go with fool, chump? So mark I think you can use to as an insult to someone. But a sucker and a sap seem like more. Yeah. So okay, so sucker, sap, chump, and fool maybe. Hurricane. How is hurricane? Hurricane and potato are just like wild. I guess needle kind of is too, but I'm feeling real good about the candies. I think sucker is like definitely going with the fool and chump sap mark thing. Pollen, cone, needle. Oh yeah, so pine needle. So needle wasn't one of the ones necessarily that goes with something else, but acorn. So pollen, cone, needle, acorn. And what was the other one that I was saying? Sap could go, but sap could be okay. I'm going with the candies. The candies have to go together, right? Okay. I'm really thinking. I don't think sap is going to go with the tree things. Pollen, needle, acorn, and what is sap? What's sap's like purpose? I don't know what it is. It actually could be similar to pollen. I don't know. Some kind of tree excrement. What was the other thing? Cone. So a pine cone. Okay, a cone head, potato head. I don't think that's going. So these three, sap, cone. Cone feels like it doesn't really belong. It would be pine cone probably, right? Cone seems like a stretch to me. Pollen, sap, needle, acorn. I mean, a potato, that's not going to be part of the thing, right? Pine cone is concerning though. Okay, and then fool, sucker. Yeah, so sucker is definitely going with these now that candy store treats are gone. So fool, sucker, chump like have to go together. And then Mark's kind of throwing me for a loop, but sap could definitely go. What is the last category going to be? How does it always come down to this? Okay, so potato and hurricane definitely don't go with either of the two groups. Face doesn't go with either of the two groups. Huh. How are those going to tie together? Face, potato, hurricane. Potato head and cone head feels like it could go somewhere. I'm really worried about cone going with these. I would like to be able to run a different category, but I just have too many. Mark feels like kind of a stretch with the chump and the other stuff. It feels like fool, sucker, sap, and chump could really go. But then cone would have to go with these, and man, I'm torn up about this. How is this? What is this last category going to be? Hurricane. What? Like there's a hurricane beverage, hurricanes. What is the tie together going to be here? I feel like I have to try to do one of these things. I mean, the cool thing about this is that I'm pretty sure like pollen, needle, and acorn, I feel like are definitely going together at this point. I feel like it's sap or cone that's going to go in this, so I'm going to get that category, I think, if I get it wrong. And then sap could go with the suckers, the fools, and I think Mark would get kicked if anything. Because sucker, fool, chump, like what are those going to do? I'm going to rock with these. I'm not sure. Yeah, I had a feeling. It's going to be cone. It has to be, right? What? Now I'm thrown for an absolute loop. So sap and cone must both be in. Is pollen out? So I guess these are all parts of like these come from a pine tree. No, acorn doesn't. I mean, pollen must get booted, right? But what? I'm so confused. Wait, sap. What did I just do? Okay, so the first time I did it, I did pollen, sap, needle, acorn, and got one away. And I was thinking sap probably went with these other words, and then cone was going to sneak in. So, but then I'm still one away. So these both have to be in, don't they? This is absolutely baffling now. So I feel like if both of these are in, I have to run the fool, sucker, mark, and chump, because I think sap has to go with these now if it's still one away. Am I wrong? I don't know what. I'm lost. Okay. so sap and cone I think have to be in. Does pollen get kicked? Needle, acorn, pollen, face, potato, hurricane. What in the world is happening here? I don't know what else to do. This is horrible. I'm just gonna run this because it's the only other thing that like makes any sense. I don't know what else to. So needle or acorn could go with some of these things with. Like the eye of a hurricane, faces have eyes. The eye of a needle? Are we doing that? Does a potato have an eye? Is a potato fitting in with these somehow? Would you describe a potato as having an eye? Like a needle has an eye? The faces have an eye, hurricanes have like the eye of a storm? Like that's such a stretch. Needles have an eye though. And the potato's not going to go with these, is it? That's the only thought that I have. So I have to try this. I hate this game. It has to be I, right? That's ridiculous, man. What's a potato eye? Like spots on a potato? Are those called an eye? I don't know. I mean, that's absolutely absurd. That's absolutely crazy. I just can't even believe. I can't even believe what's going on there. Okay, sure, whatever. Well, I got through it, I guess. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.